Thank you, Mark, and thanks to the whole team. I'm happy to be part of this today and feel myself connected with the Salesforce family. And I'm so impressed by how you're trying to take care of each other, as well as, of course, all the people that you serve, that the sense of network and connection and so forth is woven into what you're doing. So that I start with a deep appreciation. I also know that it's as if we're living two lives. I listen, and here is the work life that we are all doing together that you have to do to stay connected with one another, to support the team and the company and all the customers and so forth. So there's that life. And then there's the life that's changed so dramatically, where many are home with their children, many sequestered in ways that they couldn't have imagined even a few weeks ago. And many of us also carrying really deep concerns for the people that we love and care about and the society at large. I know that when I sit to meditate at the end of the day, and I do my little meditations at different times and get quiet, what I find often inside is a heavy heart, more than I know while I'm doing my work and teaching and so forth. And I realize that for you too, for all of us, we're carrying the national anxiety and fears, the vulnerability and the confusion, the uncertainty of things, and it's there in us. So the real question is, how do we tend our own hearts and our own spirit to stay strong inwardly as we navigate both the world of work and the world of our family and community? How do we have that kind of inner strength? And it's very personal to us. My daughter and her husband, who live nearby, and my toddler grandson. My son-in-law is a firefighter and paramedic, and they're in their department here in the Bay Area. 80% of their fire calls are actually medical calls. It'll be going up to be more than that. And I asked, how are you protecting yourself? And he said, well, we don't have any masks, which is true for a lot of hospitals around the country too, and healthcare providers. And I said, so what are you doing? He said, we just assume that we're going to get the virus, which means their families will, and that we're young and we'll get through it. And I said, well, will they test you? And he said, no, they don't want to test because they don't want to lose their first responders. They need all the firefighters. They need all the paramedics. And so as a father who would go anywhere to help my daughter or my grandchild, there's a certain helplessness that comes as well. And at the same time, I think, how do I hold this? And how do we hold this? Because we're worried about our parents or our children or the community around. And I'm just trying to be as genuine and real as possible with this. In a moment, we can stop and pause and take a deep breath and acknowledge all that we are carrying in our hearts. And in doing so, hold it in a way that gives us a deeper sense of steadiness and inner calm, which is the meditation that we're about to do in just a minute. I will remind you of the story from Zen Master Thich Nhat Hanh, who said, when the crowded Vietnamese refugee boats met with storms or pirates, if everyone panicked, all would be lost. But if even one person on the boat remained steady and calm, it was enough. It showed the way for everyone else to survive. And being on this boat together, you know who that one person is. Or as Miss Piggy would say, moi. It's the one who's listening and realizing that you actually matter so much to the people around you, to the colleagues you work with and family. And your inner well-being is as much what you communicate and how you serve as the skills that you have outwardly. So let's do a bit of meditation, maybe 10 minutes or so, that gives you a sense of how to practice with all the things that we're holding at this time, and gives you a kind of inner skill. If you're comfortable, allow your eyes to close gently. And first, just check in. Here you are in this time with all the epidemic and things swirling around, the personal and the community and the work. And now you take a pause and take a deep breath or two just to help you become more present. And feel your feet on the floor or your butts on the chair, wherever you are. Feel a sense of groundedness, that you're connected to the earth from which we all come. A steadiness, as if you have roots going into the earth. And now, in a simple and systematic way, let's bring the quality of mindful awareness or kind attention to tend our body and heart and mind. First, as you sit, bring your attention more fully to your body, and without any judgment, simply notice the experience. Notice if there's areas of tightness or tension, the kind of fight, flight, or freeze that gets activated in these difficult situations. Fluttering, holding, pains, pleasant sensations, the whole field of your body. And as you notice the state of your body with a mindful and kind attention, notice if your body's appreciating that you're paying attention to it. You're not trying to fix anything yet or change it, but just being present, as if you could hold the hand of someone you care about. This is your own body, with kindness. It can be helpful to acknowledge what's present and whisper in your mind, oh, tension, tightness, fluttering. You feel the fear reflected in your body, or the longing, or the tears. And as you do with this kind attention, you can say softly, thank you for trying to protect me. To all the tensions and contractions, thank you for trying to take care of me. Because this is your body's way of trying to protect you. Thank you for trying to take care of me. I'm okay just now. And notice as you say this, how your body can begin to relax and open and release. You're not trying to change as much as make space with great kindness and appreciation. The way you'd hold a child, a young child who was crying and there was nothing more you could do, you just hold them tenderly. And in the holding of awareness, the body opens and steadies. And now bring your attention in the same way to your heart, to all the emotions and feelings that you carry. And in this time, it might be worry for parents or children, community members. It might be anxiety about work about finances. There might be sadness or grief or tears or confusion, apprehension, even a sense of helplessness. And as you tune in with a kind attention, a mindful, kind attention to the state of your heart, you can whisper and acknowledge what's there kindly. Oh, apprehension, confusion, sadness, even helplessness. And as you name them gently, acknowledge with kindness, give them space to be present, just as they are, to move or open, to change. You're tending your heart. And say again softly inside, thank you for trying to protect me. All the fears, the contractions, the confusion, the apprehension. Thank you for trying to take care of me. I'm okay just now. I'm okay. And as you hold them steadily and kindly, you'll notice that they begin to settle and quiet, and you feel your strength of being present just here and now, deepening your ability to be present for it all. Now bring your attention to your mind. Racing thoughts, trying to understand, pictures, images, plans, worries, concerns. Sometimes the mind feels a little out of control. With a kind attention, you can notice what's even overheated in the mind and name it gently. Racing, busy, confused. This is mindfulness, the kind awareness. And as you do, just let it be as it is, held in kindness. And the very acknowledging, the whispering, oh yes, racing mind, confusion, worry, allows it space to settle. Let the mind quiet as you do, quite naturally. And again, to express the kindness or compassion, you can say, thank you for trying to take care of me. Thank you for trying to protect me. I'm okay just now. I'm okay for now. And feel that you are okay, that you're seated here, steadier and calmer. And that you're learning what the neuroscientists call the expanding of the window of tolerance, to be able to be present with a kind attention for the difficulties just now, to be steady and calm, to trust your awareness is big enough to hold out everything that's present in kindness, and who you are is much bigger than these visiting difficult states. For finally, you can turn your attention to notice that you have been aware of the body, the emotions, the thoughts. What is this awareness? It is consciousness itself, spacious like the sky, open, noticing the sensations, the feelings and thoughts. You become the space of kind attention, of mindfulness itself. mindfulness and compassion. This space of awareness that you are is big enough to hold it all, is loving enough to meet what's present with kindness, is steady and quiet. And know that you can return to this. Even in a moment in the day, you can take a few breaths. Whether you sit down or stand, tune into your body, your heart and mind with a kind and spacious attention and say, yes, this is what's present. And around it is a space of kind awareness and steadiness that you can trust. This is who you really are. Rest in it. Return to it. And so this is one of a number of practices that you can do. It seems like the most important is to remember that you have the capacity to be present and kind no matter what. In difficulties, in epidemics, earthquakes, tornadoes, floods, which are part of the natural cycle of life on Earth, the real question is, how will we respond? With fear or greed, hoarding, ignorance, hatred, or with generosity, clarity, steadiness, and love. This is the time for love, for all those close to us, for the ones we care about, for our community, for our colleagues at work, for the service we do for the world. And by quieting your own mind and tending your heart in this way regularly, you're better able to communicate and connect and commune. One more thing, if I could again ask you to close your eyes this much shorter, just for 2 or 3 minutes. It's helpful in the time of difficulty to remember what really matters most. And traditionally in difficulties, the monastics who you will be hearing from and others, they take an inner vow or they set a direction of their heart to do something through this, to act or embody some qualities. So as you sit quietly, ask your heart, what is my best intention? What is my highest intention, my most noble or compassionate intention for these weeks and months ahead as we go through this shared difficulty? You can listen and you can know. And it may be as simple as, I vow to be kind, to be steady. And when your heart answers, let yourself remember this and know that when there's a difficulty, when you're going through a hard time, you can take a breath and say, what's my deepest intention? And it will remind you. Let your eyes open again. And remember and feel that we're holding this together. We're holding this with everyone who has parents and children, with all of our colleagues and employees and customers and friends and community. The odd and strange thing is that as we separate ourselves, we also feel more and more deeply our connection with one another, our need for one another. And part of what your community and Salesforce and all of us can do together is to keep this connection alive and bring the sense of steadiness and care from us, one to another, and to the whole world around us. So thank you.